Breaking news. We have just received information that Mr. Gillingham has assigned a poster project for us. Whatever shall we do? Let's go to Caveman to find out. Caveman?
We should make a video on slavery.
Excellent idea, Caveman. Now on to the weather.
It's gonna rain!
Thank you. Now back on to today's topic. Slavery. Slavery started back in the 1630s and 1640s for the United States. In case you didn't know what a slave is a
person who's the property of another, like a bondservant.
Thanks for cutting me off there, Caveman.
Anytime.
Yeah. Another thing about slavery back in the Civil War times is that only 13% of America was African American. So why was slavery such a big deal, you might ask?
Wonder why.
Oh, would you like to tell us all this one too?
I'm not really sure. I think that maybe. Since Africans were forced to come here by trade, America only needed a certain amount of slaves imported because slavery was more common in the South because of all the farms. And only 25% of Americans living in the South owned even one slave. Which is kind of weird because you think of the Civil War. You usually think about slavery. But it may not have been as big as you thought.
Yes. Caveman speaks with great knowledge. But, you know what they say, there's a first time for everything.
You're cool.
Indeed. More on slavery. Slavery ended in the mid-1860s with Abraham Lincoln's proclamation of January 1863. Pretty smooth propaganda tactic, huh? But, in truth, it proclaimed free only those slaves outside of control of the federal government. That is, only those in areas still controlled by the Confederacy.
Correct. The legal end of slavery in the nation came in December 1865 when the 13th Amendment was ratified. It declared neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction.
Wow, Caveman knows a thing or two about history.
Not funny.
Well, at least I get to record in my own house. You're stuck recording there at school.
Touché.
Gesundheit. The critics of Lincoln and the Emancipation Proclamation are technically correct in observing that the proclamation in January 1863 did not legally free a single slave. Slavery's end required a constitutional amendment which Lincoln invoked and which was ratified as the 13th Amendment in 1865. Yeah, 1865. The symbolic importance of the Emancipation Proclamation should not, however, be underestimated. Lincoln thereby silenced his abolitionist critics in the North, diffused interventionist sentiment abroad, and energized black slavery sisters to continue their effort in the South. On January 1st, 1863, throughout the Union-occupied areas of the South, contrabands, their northern white allies, and some Union soldiers gathered to pray, to sing hymns, and to celebrate slavery's demise. Moreover, the proclamation welcomed all escaping slaves into Union lines and held over the prospect that ex-slaves could volunteer for service in the Union military. African American slaves had tried to make the Civil War one of black liberation, and the Emancipation Proclamation. Abraham Lincoln and the Union appeared to have embraced their cause. Certainly this was the belief of Southern slave owners. They wrote that the misbehavior on the plantation and escape attempts increasingly significantly after the issuance of the proclamation. Only in the trans-Mississippi regions of Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas was the impact of the proclamation minimal. One reminder of that difference is that blacks in the area and their descendants in the Midwest celebrate emancipation not on January 1st, but on Juneteenth. That period in mid-June after the surrender of the last Confederate armies in the Western under E. Kirby Smith. I'm actually not sure what the E stands for, but it's E. Kirby Smith, so just go with that. Union officers, many now also superintendents of the newly formed Freedmen's Bureau, rode around those western states announcing Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation to slaves and their masters.
Religion was one of the main aspects that supported the slave family. African American slaves were denied the right to practice the religion of their ancestors. Some African slaves were Muslims. Most believed in a variety of forms of ancestor worship that was more similar to Christianity than Europeans understood. Slave owners viewed African religion as a combination of witchcraft and superstition, and they banned its practice in part for fear that slaves might use it to put spells or curses on them.
Wow, I'm amazed I'm still awake. And I don't mean that in a bad way, like that slavery and the Civil War was boring, because it's not. But learning about the Civil War might be a little bit hard for a teenager, which isn't a problem for us because we thought of a solution. We put together a little video to help you understand slavery. Yeah, it's a little goofy, but we figured if you have a good enough imagination, you could relate this to slavery.
That being said, enjoy a little animation about slavery.
21st century version.
Hey, Charlie! Hey, Charlie, wake up! Yeah, Charlie, you silly slave, you wake up!
Crap, you guys. This better be pretty dang important. I told you I'm free.
No, Charlie, we're gonna rescue you from here. Your master won't know you're gone, Charlie. Yeah, Charlie, we're getting you out of this plantation. Come with us, Charlie. Yeah, Charlie, it'll be an adventure. We're going on an adventure, Charlie.
Yeah, away from the plantation, right? I'm just gonna, go back to sleep now.
No, Charlie, you have to come with us away from the plantation. Yeah, Charlie, escape the plantation. It's the land of cotton and work. And cotton.
Please stop bouncing on me.
The plantation, Charlie. Yeah, the plantation.
Alright, fine, I'll go with you away from the plantation.
La 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 la.
Hey, I thought slavery was illegal already.
That's before you saw what's over there, Charlie.
My gosh, what is that?
It's Abe Lincoln, Charlie. The President Abe Lincoln. He's in need of an amendment to make slavery illegal.
Alright, guys, you do know that the Emancipation Proclamation went out in 1863, right?
Shun the non-believer. Shun.
Yeah.
7 years ago. Or something like that. He's spoken. Slaves are free in the Confederate States.
When did he ever say that?
It's just over this bridge, Charlie. This magical bridge of hope and freedom.
Are you guys even getting the hint that I'm free yet? And come on, guys, we shouldn't even be on this thing.
Charlie. 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 Charlie.
I'm right here. What do you want?
We're running away, Charlie. We're here.
Well, what do you know? I thought we were going to another plantation or something.
Now we're free men. We're out of the U.S. Confederacy's where it's at, man. Go inside the totally random cave, Charlie. Yeah, Charlie. Go inside the cave. Magical tickets with your freedom will appear when you enter.
Yeah, thanks but no thanks. I'm already free.
But you have to enter the Candy Mountain of Freedom Cave, Charlie.
Alright, fine. I'll go into the freaking candy cave. There better not be shackles.
Yeah. Goodbye, slave. Yeah, goodbye, slave.
Goodbye? What? Hey, I'm already free here. Hello? Who's that? Ow. Oh, what had happened? Oh, they took me to freedom.
Never gets old, huh? Nope. It kind of makes you want to break into song. Yep. I love the mountains. I love the clear blue skies. I love big bridges. I love when great whites fly. I love the whole world and all its sights and sounds. Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada.
I love the oceans.
I love real dirty things. I love to go fast.
I love Egyptian kings.
I love the whole world
and all its craziness.
Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada.
I love tornadoes.
I love arachnids.
I love my magma.
I love the giant squids.
I love the whole world. It's such a brilliant place. Boom-de-yada, 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 boom-de-yada.